What is going on, guys? Pop787 here, and today I'm here with part 6 of my Williams Redemption career mode, and I'm sure you guys know what race this is. It's the Monaco Grand Prix, the famous Monte Carlo street circuit. Also one of my least favourite tracks on the F1 calendar. One of the ones I generally don't like the most, and I generally don't go that well as I tend to bottle it, but when we did the F1 2015 career mode, we actually did pretty good on the Toro Rosso, I believe it was, so I think we won the race as well, so let's hope we can do that again on this game in our Williams F1 car. Now, a short notice to you guys, the fact that I'm editing this on MovieMaker as my original Monaco file got slightly corrupted for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. I mean, it means I couldn't edit it on the Adobe software like I normally do, so the quality might be different. I'm not quite sure, as I haven't used MovieMaker in ages, so I'm not quite sure how it'll be and how the audio and the video, like sound quality, will be. But anyway, as I'm rambling on about all of that, we're going through the final sector on our first quali-free run, as not really much happened during practice and the first two stages. We got through perfectly fine, perfectly adequately, but we set 1:14.9, I believe it was. We actually got a bit of front wing damage on the final part of that lap there. I was just pushing a lot there throughout that lap, trying to get the best from the car, and as you can see, we're back in the garage now, seeing where we can find the most time. Haven't got purple in any of the sectors yet, but we're still ahead of our teammates, so obviously Williams aren't the best around Monaco, as past history will dictate. But who knows? I mean, it is a driver's track, and we could get a surprise pole position or a surprise result today. It would definitely help us in the championship standings. We haven't really got the best results so far. We've got points in every race, but not the best results. And I do want to do better so far in this career mode. So let's see if we can get that today, as we're going through the final corner, getting the best run on the start-finish line. We're going for a final run in quali 3. Let's hope we can put a good lap together. So we're going for the first corner now. We're up by about half a temp already. We go quite well through that first corner. I've carried quite a bit of speed through it, and we didn't brush the wall on the outside. Now we're going through the Casino Square section. We get a very nice run there. We briefly go red, but we get back into the green in our time delta point, as we took a lot of speed through the Casino Square. Now we're going to the third sector, as we're very committed through these corners. A tiny bit of a corner cut actually through there, but we actually kept it away from the barrier, so it wasn't any front wing damage, and we got a little bit of a lock up through Raskas. Now for the final corner on the traction very early. It's going to be a nice clean run to the line. We're up by 3 tenths. So what's the lap time going to be? So 1:14.6, and we're at the moment third place on the grid. That's a good result for qualifying. Not quite pole or anything like that, but third place. Well, we're going to retire for this and see if we actually keep third place. And what's it going to be? It's going to actually be fourth place. So not too bad. We can definitely do some good stuff from fourth place on the good, I reckon. As we hopefully we didn't cause any yellow flags there for the drivers behind, but that would probably help us if we did, doing us like Nico Rosberg strategy there. So yeah, there you can see confirmation. We got fourth place on the grid, ahead of Alonso, who did a very good qualifying there. He is my rival. I guess I didn't mention from last episode, but we're only a tenth and a half off pole position. That's how important qualifying for the track could be. And if I'm honest, I was sort of I was sort of sad that I didn't go back out again for another qualifying. Then again, I guess I didn't have any tyres left, so that's how close we were to pole position. The difference to that could just be like a few better apexes, a few corners carrying speed in. But now we're going to race day, and the heavens are opened. It's intermediate conditions, so light rain, not heavy rain, so that's not too bad, as I seem to go much better in intermediate conditions than doing heavy wets. And now we're having a look at the track layout. We want to do well in this race, as I said. Try and get the best result possible for the Williams F1 team, as we're trying to drag them back up the grid after they have sort of fouled down over the past two hybrid eras, as we want to keep them above the chasing pack of Force India and stuff like that as well, and hopefully catch up to likes of Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes, and hopefully win the championship. Maybe not in this season, maybe like if I do a season 2 of this career mode. If you guys are enjoying this season, by the way, then smash the like button. Also subscribe if you're new, as I will be hoping to continue this season on and finish it, hopefully with some point in the next month or two. It's going to be a tall order, but I'll have quite a bit of spare time over the Christmas break in which to work on these videos and try and get them to the best of my ability. So, also pause the video at this point now, guys, and tell me, where do you think I'll finish in this race? Do you reckon I'll DNF? Do you reckon I'll crash into the wall and completely wreck the car and get no points? And it would actually be my first DNF of the season. Or do you reckon I'll get my first podium and maybe even the elusive win? What do you think, guys? Let me know. But now we're looking through the grid positions. As we can see, Verstappen actually got pole position ahead of Rosberg. So it wasn't a complete Mercedes dominance, as AC Hamilton did a pretty poor qualifying, down in 6th place. He is, I think, a championship leader at the moment of either one of the Mercedes. I'm not quite remember, as well as about 2 months ago I did this race, and there you can see the back end of the grid, no real surprises, both Renault's underperforming really. I think they're last on the car performance chart as well, so bit of a pity for them. But now we're going to go to the grid and we're going to look at our race strategy and see what we can do for the Monaco Grand Prix. So I'm thinking, well, usually in the dry conditions it is a one-stop strategy, but now it's intermediates. Technically you can stretch it out, but I think that'd probably be beyond me, as tyre wear isn't my greatest attribute. And I suspect most of the AI will be doing a one-stop anyway, as that was the preferred strategy. So now we're going for the formation lap, and I think we're going to skip this really, as there's no real point showing it. But now we're going for the 5 lights. We want to get a good start. We want to keep it nice and clean, go towards the first corner. Lights are out now, and away we go. Get a fairly poor start. Ricciardo there got a pretty good one. Rosberg going around the outside of Verstappen. Verstappen got a very poor start. Ricciardo goes out wide, and we're going to go side by side on the exit of the first corner. We get the position ahead of Ricciardo into 3rd position. We're already in the podium positions now, as we want to keep this advantage nice and secure. And hopefully see if we can get past Verstappen, as, who knows, in the wet conditions the AI are sort of quite slow. But then again, this is Monaco, and it's really important to keep it nice and consistent out to the barriers. Do not want to crash for our Williams F1 team. But we're right on the back of Verstappen now. He's going quite slowly. Doesn't really have the confidence in the conditions, which is quite surprising, really. Verstappen in real life, well, the Brazilian Grand Prix definitely shows that he's master in the wet conditions, but not today, as it seems. So I'm all over the back of him. Going out the exit of the Nova chicane there, and now we're on to lap 5. We're in the slipstream. Not quite close enough though. We do set a purple lap time. That just shows how much pace we have so far in this race. But now much closer to him, going through the final corner. We're slightly tapping the back. He was going quite slow there. Not quite sure why he was going quite slow. We're in the slipstream now, going to rich mix. Gone straight line of speed. Can we go up the inside? We're close enough. We're going to dive up the inside. A nice, lovely move on late on the brakes. Verstappen has nowhere to go, so he bails out the move. And that was a great move, actually. Nice and clean. Very tricky to overtake in Monaco, especially on Verstappen of all people. As we see, we go the inside line and don't outbrake ourselves, just about keep it out of the barriers. We get a great exit as well. And as you can see, Rosberg isn't that far up the road. We're just going to have another replay side by side. Didn't even cut the corner either, so that wasn't too bad. Now into 2nd position. So that's 18 points already for the Williams team if we can keep it in this position for the rest of the race. So now I've got a purple lap time. We're trying to chase after the race leader, Nico Rosberg. So you're a little bit worse from the first corner there. We actually go through the pit boards on the start finish straight. They're not actually solid in this game, but as you can see, my tyres are starting to wear off. And I was thinking the AI are going to pit in at some point, maybe around lap 18. So this is me going for an undercut strategy. Unfortunately, we have to change the front wing because we've got a little bit of front wing damage. I'm not quite sure when during our first stint, but it is very easy to do around this track. Just nick the wall and nick part your front wing off. So that probably didn't have performance really. So we lost a little bit of time through the last couple of laps on Nico Rosberg. But now we're going to come back on the track now. P10, Kvyat is coming on the start finish straight. Will he get the jump on us? He's going through the first corner. I think he might just about get ahead of us, unfortunately, because he's trying to keep it out of the barriers on the pit lane exit, as it's very tricky pit lane exit, that one, and very easy to stuff up or cross the white line. But now we're trying to make light work of Kvyat as soon as possible. We're going to look down the inside on the Nova chicane. We don't break ourselves. Kvyat bails on that as a nice, lovely move. So thanks to the Toro Rosso driver for leaving the space there. And that was a good move, and, well, essential move really. It's now lap 18, going to 19 minutes at the fastest lap race by 1.5 seconds, bettering our old previous fastest lap time. We got a great pace in the fresh tyres. We caught up to the back of my teammate Bottas in only like 2 laps. We were about 4 seconds behind, which completely closed the gap as he goes on the pit lane. So that probably was a strategic call from my pit crew there, releasing Bottas so he doesn't hold me up. But now we're going into lap 21, once again setting a purple lap time. We're in P7 now, but the top 6 aren't pitting. As you get quite a bit of wheel spin there, almost into the barrier there. But the top 6 aren't pitting, so this is quite bizarre. Are they going for the zero stop strategy? I don't think the AI would do this, really. If they have, and they have flummoxed me, really. Once again, strategy blunder by myself, but I don't really think I would have made it to the end anyway. As my tyres were about over 50% when I came into the pit lane. That wasn't even halfway through the Grand Prix. But who knows? We have already pulled 2 good moves off so far this race. So hopefully we can, do a few good overtakes on the Ferraris that are just ahead of us, Raikkonen and Vettel. As you can see, Raikkonen lapping some back markers. We've got Haryanto, who lets you through round the tunnel. That's very dangerous. We actually touched the barrier there. So lucky for us to not lose front tyre there, as it's so easy to do on this game. But now we're going to lap 23, start lap 24, right in the back of Kimi Raikkonen. We look to the outside, we switch to the inside, going to the first corner there. We did a little bit of a dummy on the Ferrari driver. We thought he was going for the outside, when really we switched to the inside. But we did a very, it's like the move we did on Verstappen, really. And we went up the inside there. Now we're right into the back of Vettel. So our pace and the fresh tyres have just been ballistic. We're looking on the inside of the final corner. It's going to be very close. We go side by side, a little bit of contact. Somehow we both didn't crash and end up in the wall or end up spinning off each other. That was a very close racing there. And we're going to have a look at replay. I think Vettel definitely squeezed between myself and the wall, but somehow he kept it through and didn't lose any of his front wing. We're going to have a slow-mo replay once again. As you can see, squeezed up against the wall, but somehow Vettel got away with that, and I was very lucky. We're up to fifth place. Don't get ahead of ourselves. So lapping more back markers instead of purple sector. Almost clipped that wall there. So we're definitely throwing caution to the wind there, trying to catch up to Hamilton, the 2 Red Bulls, and Rosberg. As we've got another couple of back markers. Got Gutierrez, who isn't really being kind to us. So I think he'll let us through on the start-finish straight. And indeed he does, I believe. As now we've got Palmer ahead. Hamilton is about 3.5 seconds up the road, and hopefully we'll catch a gap to him soon. As you can see, Palmer there really isn't helping us. We have to actually dive down the inside of the hairpin. The back markers in the game, I don't know what they're doing, really. I was so much faster and they just didn't let me through. But now, right in the back of Hamilton, we've got a great exit going up the hill from the first corner. We've got Ricciardo right ahead. Can we look up around the outside of the Casino Square section? We're using the grip here. Outside line, we turn to the inside for the Casino Square section. We almost clipped the barrier on the inside, but we get the position ahead of Lewis Hamilton as a good move. I'm going to replay again with real-time cameras. Lap 30 this is now. And going around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. We're going side by side. He leaves the room on the inside. He actually runs out a little bit wide, really, and forfeits position. So that's us up to P4. One more position. We're on the podium for this race. We've got Ricciardo ahead. Verstappen's not too far up the road. There you can see going through the hairpin. So we can get both Red Bulls by the end of the race. As we get a little bit of wheel spin going on the final corner. As we're throwing caution to win. Once again, he's lapping a back marker. Magnussen, he gets a little bit caught up and get much better traction going up the hill. And that's us up to P3. Very opportunistic there. As Ricciardo was sort of caught by Magnussen there. Going quite slowly. But now we've got Verstappen, who we've already overtaken once this race, as we get very close to the wall once again. And on the outside, under braking, we're really like being aggressive with the walls here today, as we get much better traction on the Nouvelle chicane. Look at the inside to the back. It's going to be very risky. Verstappen leaves the space on the inside. I get a little bit of wheel spin on the exit, but we get the position ahead of him. Thank you very much, Verstappen, for leaving the room there. That was great driving, and somehow we get the position ahead of him. Rosberg, unfortunately, is just a bit too far up the road. He was 11 seconds. We closed a few seconds, but unfortunately then tyre wear really impacted. You can see 82, 83%. really, we could not have done a zero stop today, but to make a one stop work, overtaking all those cars and cruising through for second place on the Monaco Grand Prix, I'm happy with that. I am ecstatic with that. That's the best result of the season at Monaco in the wet, tricky conditions. And as you can see, we were driving very aggressively today, and I think it helped us a lot. Rosberg probably wasn't a bit of a league on his own. I mean, yeah, I suppose he could argue if he had better tyre wear, I could have challenged him for the lead. But even so, I had fun out there. I enjoyed doing those overtakes on the AI drivers, different parts of the track as well. It wasn't all like turn one. I just definitely had the pace over a lot of the AI on the grippier tyres today, and I'm very pleased with the result. And hopefully, I can emulate it for Canada. So there you can see the results there. We got Rosberg, myself, the two Red Bulls, Hamilton. Bottas didn't even finish in the top 10 there in the end, so it's very unfortunate for him. Just didn't have the pace today, it looks like. And we are now fifth, well, joint fourth, really, in the championship standings with Vettel. So the championship table is really hotting up. When I say hotting up, we still are 70 points behind Rosberg, who's now championship leader after Hamilton had a pretty poor result today in this race. So it's going to be a tall order for us to get the championship from here. It could be possible, depends if how many upgrades we still get on our car, so not going to rule it out, but it's definitely going to be a challenge and a mountain to climb. But if you enjoyed the episode, then please smash the like button, please subscribe if you're new, as I mentioned before, and hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time for my next career mode episode, which will be the Canadian Grand Prix, one of my more favourite tracks, so I'll see you then. Palms out.